Good afternoon. um, for today's video, we're going to explain, or I'm going to explain to you the torque. Okay. In our previous discussion, we differentiated linear motion from angular motion. There, we understood that linear motion travels on a straight path, whereas angular motion is the rotation of objects. Okay? So, sa linear motion, para magkaroon ng movement, para mag-move yung bike papunta sa east natin, we need to apply force. As angular motion naman, in order for this wheel to rotate, we need to have torque. Okay? So, that's their main difference. Ang force, kailangan siya para magkaroon ng linear motion. Ang torque naman, kailangan siya para magkaroon ng angular motion or para magkaroon ng rotation. So, mathematically speaking, torque, okay, it is represented by the Greek letter tau, and it is a vector quantity. Okay, so meron siyang direction. It is the product of force applied and lever arm. So if we're going to write the formula, it's going to be T is equal to F, which is a vector quantity cross product to the lever arm, which is also a vector quantity. Okay, so suppose we have here a seesaw and with two boys sitting at the both ends. Okay, so we have Alexander and Bitoy. So identify natin yung force and yung lever arm nila. But before that, no, I want to explain something to you. Ang seesaw, meron siyang tinatawag na pivot or fulcrum, or yung iba naman ang tinatawag nila dyan is the fixed point. Okay? So, para saan ba yan? Later, we will use that. Okay, doon muna tayo sa force. So, in this example, ang force na ina-exert nila is their or are their weight. Okay? So, both sides, meron silang weight. So, let's just assume na pantay lang yung weight nila. And kunwari, ang weight nila is 196.0 newtons. And also, over here, ayan, si Alexander, meron din siyang 196.0 newtons. So, meron na tayo nung force nila. Okay? How about yung lever arm? So, before we identify lever arm, let us define muna what is a lever arm ba. So, lever arm is the distance from or of the pivot to the force applied. Okay? So, nasan ba ang pivot natin dito sa example na to? We have here sa center. And assuming that yung length ng ating seesaw is 3.00 meters and nasa gitna yung pivot natin, ano yung magiging lever arm ni Bitoy? So, sabi niya, distance from the pivot to the force applied. We know na ina-apply niya yung force sa bandang dulo. Okay? So, therefore, ang pivot natin dito is 1.50 meters. So, for Bitoy, ang force niya will be negative 196.0 newtons kasi downward. Tapos yung lever arm niya will be 1.50 meters. Okay? So, same case kay Alexander. Ang force ni Alexander will be negative 196.0 newtons, whereas ang kanyang lever arm now, since nasa left side siya ng ating seesaw, magiging negative 1.50 meters. Okay? What if si Bitoy, minove natin siya to here? Bandang center na siya. Okay, ano yung magiging lever arm niya? So, distance from the pivot to the force applied, we know na ina-apply niya yung force banda dito. So, magbabago na ang kanyang lever arm. So, magiging 0.750 na siya. 7.50 meters. Okay, positive kasi to the right side of the seesaw siya. Okay? And that is how you identify the force and the lever arm. So, proceed naman tayo sa ating sample problem. We have here a knot, itong maliit na to. Okay? Tapos, ihihigpitan natin siya using a wrench. And yung wrench natin, meron siyang length na 0.200 meters, which is naka-inclined 60 degrees from the horizontal. Tapos, para mahigpitan natin siya, ang motion natin is dapat pa clockwise. So, para magkaroon tayo ng clockwise na torque, kailangan natin lagyan ng force na pababa. Okay? So, exertan natin siya ng 35.0 newtons of force. Okay? So, let us solve for its torque. Okay? So, usually, before that, pag gumagamit tayo ng wrench, saan natin ina-apply yung force? Usually, ba dito, dito, or dito? Okay? So, usually, exert natin yung force dun sa pinakadulo. Okay? Para ma-maximize natin yung torque natin or para mas mataas yung makuha natin torque. Okay? So, solve natin yung torque na mapoproduce if mag-exert tayo ng force na 35.0 newtons. So, sabi natin torque is equal to force cross product of lever arm. Okay? So, yung force natin is 35.0 newtons, but since it is downward motion or downward force, lalagay natin na negative 35.0 newtons. Okay? So, next sabi niya, XL. Okay? So, before we proceed to that, we cannot just do na 35.0 newtons times 0.200 meters kasi magiging mali yun. Okay? Hindi naman yung sinabing naka-parenthesis lang. Sabi niya naka-cross product siya. Ano bang difference nun? Okay? So, let me explain to you muna yung dalawang klase natin ng product. We have the dot product and sa cross product. Okay? Dun sa torque natin, we have a cross product. But let us differentiate yung dalawa. Okay? Sa dot product, ito yung first nilang difference. No? Kapag pinag-multiply mo ang dalawang vector quantity, makakakuha ka ng scalar quantity. That is for dot product. Whereas sa cross product naman, mag-multiply ka ng dalawang vector quantity, makakakuha ka ng vector quantity din. Okay, that is the first or main difference. Another, kapag kapag dot product, nagmumultiply tayo ng two parallel lines. Okay? Ayan, minimake sure natin na parallel lines ang kinamultiply natin. Whereas sa cross product, nagmumultiply tayo ng perpendicular lines. Okay, ayaw mag-straighten ng lines natin. Ayan. Or pwede rin siyang ganyan. Tapos pa ganyan. Okay? Kumbaga, dapat palaging letter T siya. For example, ang force mo, it's vertical. Dapat kukunin mong component ng lever arm mo is the horizontal. Same case, kapag naman horizontal ang iyong force, dapat ang kukunin mong component ng lever arm is the vertical component. So, paano ba siya i-apply? So, let's apply it to this problem. No? So, sabi natin, yung force na in-apply natin is downward. Question, saan part ng axis yon? Is it the x or the y axis? Okay? So, very good. It's on the y-axis. Therefore, it is vertical. Okay? Tapos, yung lever arm natin, saan natin in-apply yung force? Dito sa bandang dulo. So, therefore, ang total natin ng lever arm is 0.200 meters. Okay? Tapos, ang problem natin, yung lever arm natin, naka-diagonal siya. It's neither vertical, it's not it's neither horizontal, neither vertical siya. So, gagawin natin, kukompute muna natin or hahanapin natin yung horizontal component niya and yung y component niya. So, sabi natin kanina, sa cross product, mag-multiply tayo ng perpendicular lines. Kumbaga, parang mag-intersect sila, mag-form sila ng T. So, now, question. If yung force natin nasa vertical, alin sa dalawa dito ang perpendicular sa kanya? Alin ang mag-form ng T? Okay? So, the correct answer is the x-axis. Okay? Kasi pag in-extend natin to, tapos yung force in-extend natin, ayan, mag-form siya ng T or magiging perpendicular sila. Okay? So, if this is your angle, 60 degrees, this side will be the opposite. This is your hypotenuse, and this is your adjacent. Since hinahanap natin is the x or the adjacent, alin sa trigonometric function ang gagamitin natin. Diba? We have the SOHCAHTOA Okay? Given ang hypotenuse, given ang angle, nawawala ang adjacent. So therefore, we will use cosine. Okay? So dun sa solving part natin, force, we will put the force, negative 35.0 newtons, times cosine 60 degrees, tapos yung lever arm natin, meters. Okay? So, ika-calculator natin to. Wait lang, kukunin ko ng calculator ko. So, the answer here is 3.5 Newton dot meter. But we need to follow the correct significant figure. That's why we will have 3.50 negative, okay, Newton dot meter. Okay? Tapos ko-convert natin yung sign natin into direction. So, paano yan? Negative ang sagot natin. Ano ba yung direction na meron tayo when it comes to torque? So, let us proceed muna with the sign conventions. Okay? Kapag torque ang usapan natin, we have different directions compared sa linear motion na meron lang upward, downward, east, or west. Sa torque, kapag ang sign natin is positive, we will have counter-clockwise direction. Or sa ibang context, ang tawag nila is anti-clockwise, which is just the same. And then for negative naman, we have clockwise. Okay, huwag niyong kakalimutan yan. Positive is for counterclockwise and anti-clockwise, whereas negative is for clockwise. So dito, sa problem natin, since we had a negative answer, the answer will be 3.50 Newton dot meter clockwise. Okay? Shortcut ko na lang siya. Sir, bakit po ang unit na ginagamit niyo is Newton not meter? Bakit di na lang po joules? Kasi po di ba ang joule is equal to kilogram dot meter squared over second squared. Whereas ang Newton is equal to kilogram dot meter per second squared. Okay? So, sabi natin N dot M. So, multiply tayo ng meter dito, makakuha tayo ng kilogram dot meter squared second squared. Oh, di ba same na lang to dito? So, pwede naman natin siyang gamitin yung joule as a unit ng torque. Hindi po, ate. Bakit? Okay? So, para magkaroon tayo ng differentiation, kumbaga pag sinabi nating joules, joules ang sagot. So, we are referring to work. Whereas kapag naman nakita natin ang sagot is Newton dot meter, okay, alam natin na ang sinolve is torque. So, I hope clear yung concept na yun sa inyo. Okay, and that is for our sample problem number 1. Okay. Okay, dun sa unang sample problem natin, sinabi niya that the wrench is inclined 60 degrees from the horizontal. So, from the horizontal, nag-incline ng 60 degrees. So, what if naman sinabi niya, it is inclined 30 degrees from the vertical. Ito yung vertical natin, di ba? So, nag-incline daw siya ng 30 degrees. Okay? So, anong gagawin natin? So, yung triangle natin, imbis na nandito na siya ngayon, sa taas. Okay? So, again, our wrench is diagonal. So, therefore, meron siyang horizontal. Meron siyang vertical component. Okay? Tapos, sabi natin yung force is nasa y-axis siya. Okay? It is in vertical component. So, alin sa dalawa dito sa x-axis or y-axis ang magiging perpendicular sa kanya? Again, it will just be the same yung nasa x-axis. So, if this is your angle, this is your opposite side, this is your adjacent side, this is your hypotenuse. Question dun sa katawan natin, alin na ang gagamitin natin? So, obviously, it will now be the kasi given ang hypotenuse, nawawala ang opposite. So, dun sa solving part niya natin, magiging siyang negative 35.0 newtons sine 30 degrees tapos 0.200 meters. So, if we calculate this, now, 35 sine 30 times 0.2. The answer will just be the same, no? It's going to be negative 3.50 Newton dot meter clockwise, Newton dot meter. Tapos, pag kinonvert natin yung sign into direction, magiging siyang 3.50 Newton dot meter clockwise. So, yun. Para hindi na tayo magkaroon ng confusion, you can use cosine, you can use sine, but it depends kung ano yung hinahanap mong sign. Okay? So, dito gumamit tayo ng sine. So, balikan naman natin itong seesaw natin. So, kanina sa example natin, balance yung seesaw natin. Parehas yung ina-exert nilang torque. So, therefore, horizontal ang ating seesaw. Meron tayong equilibrium. Okay? Kumbaga, pag pinag-add natin yung torque nila, it will be equal to 0. But in this case, as ang papansin nyo, medyo nagtitild tayo towards pababa ni Alexander. So, ang nangyari kasi dito ang mass ni Bitoy is 55.0 kilograms. Tapos ang mass ni Alexander it's 60.0 kilograms. Okay, medyo bumigat siya kaya hindi na pantay ang kanilang torque na ina-exert dun sa seesaw natin. So let's label it as MA, so BMB. Okay? So question, ano kaya yung pwede natin gawin para mag-balance ulit yung seesaw natin? Para makamit natin yung equilibrium natin. Okay? So, sabi natin that torque is equal to the product of force and lever arm. Okay? So, therefore, directly proportional ang torque sa force tsaka sa lever arm. Kumbaga, mas mataas na force, mas mataas na torque. Mas mahabang lever arm, mas mataas na torque. So, dito, ang nagsisilbing force nila are their weight. So, dahil mas mabigat yung mass ni Alexander, mas mabigat yung weight niya, mas mataas yung torque na na-exert niya. Okay? Tapos, ayan. Question, pwede ba natin bawasan yung weight ni Alexander? Pwede ba natin siyang putulan ng Hindi, parang ganon. Hindi, di ba? Hindi naman natin pwedeng bawasan yung niya. What we can do is that we can adjust the lever arm of Alexander. So, if mataas ang kanyang weight or force, therefore, pwede nating babaan yung kanyang lever arm. So, pwede natin siyang i-move. Ayan, move natin siya para mag-balance siya. Okay? Kapag na-move na yan, magkakaroon na ulit tayo ng equilibrium. Ayan, so wait lang. I-adjust ko lang yung angle niya. Ayan. So, pag nag-move siya mas malapit, ayan, nakamit na natin ulit yung yung equilibrium. But the question is, ano na ngayon yung lever arm ni Alexander? Kasi kanina alam natin that both have a lever arm of 1.50 meters. Okay, so let's try to solve for it. So, unahin natin i-solve is yung torque ni Bitoy. So, since siya yung hindi natin ginalaw, okay, magiging dependent sa torque niya kung ano dapat yung magiging torque ni Alexander. Kung ano yung torque niya ngayon, yun din yung torque ni Alexander, but opposite in direction. So, ang missing natin ngayon, what is the lever arm ni Alexander? Okay? Kasi dito alam natin na ang mass ni Bitoy is 55.0 kilograms. Tapos, ang lever arm niya is 1.50 meters. Dito, alam natin na ang mass niya is 60.0 kilograms. But the question is, what is the lever arm? Okay? So, since meron na tayong dalawa nito, we can compute for the torque ni Bitoy. Okay? But before we compute yung torque niya, we need to compute muna ang kanyang weight. Okay? So, weight ni Bitoy is equal to mass times gravity. Okay? So, ang mass niya is 55.0 kilograms. Tapos, ang gravity is negative 9.80 meter per second squared. So, that will give us 55 times 9.8. Negative 539 newtons or 539 newtons downward. Okay, tama ba ang ating significant figure? Yes, we have 3 significant figures. Okay, so na-compute na natin yung weight niya, that is yung force niya. Okay, pwede na natin compute yung kanyang torque this time. So, compute natin yung torque niya, torque ni Bitoy, na merong 539 or negative 539 newtons. Since yung season natin horizontal na siya, no? So therefore, no need to compute for the angle niya. Okay? Matic na siyang i-multiply lang doon sa lever arm niya. Okay? Tandaan nyo yun na kapag horizontal na yung ano natin, yung season natin, no need to compute for the angle. So automatically na siyang negative 539 newtons times yung lever arm niya na 1.50 meters. Okay? So 539, negative 539 times 1.50 is equal to 808.5, or we need to follow the significant figure, kaya makakuha tayo ng 809 newton dot meter or 809 newton dot meter clockwise. Okay? Ayan, yan yung torque ni Bitoy. So, dahil pantay naman ang ating seesaw, we also know that yung torque ni Alexander is also 809 Newton dot meter, but opposite direction, it's clockwise. Okay? Kumbaga ito mag-exert siya ng torque na papunta dito, ito naman mag-exert siya ng torque na papunta dito, mag-meet silang dalawa, mababalance lang, magiging equal to 0. Okay? Next, alam natin na ang torque ni Alexander is papuntang counterclockwise. So therefore, if we're going to equate this, magiging siyang ang torque ni Alexander is 809 Newton dot meter counterclockwise. Okay? Same lang yung magnitude nila when it comes sa torque, but opposite in direction. Okay, so therefore, we can now write this equation na ang weight ni Alexander times the lever arm. Okay, tapos, pwede natin sulat na 809 Newton dot meter is equal to WA x LA. Kasi wala pa tayo ng weight ni Alexander. So, let's compute muna for the weight ni Alexander using the same formula. Ang mass niya is 60.0 kilograms. Times negative 9.80 meter per second squared. Okay, the answer here will be 60 times 9.8. It will be 588 negative newtons. Okay, or 588 newtons downward. So now we can say that 809 Newton dot meter is equal to negative 588 newtons times lever arm. So para maiwan dito yung lever arm, we need to divide both sides by 588, negative 588 newtons. So cancel. That's the divide by 588 newtons. Okay? So kapag kinalculator natin to, 809 divide by 588, makukuha natin is lever arm na, okay? So the answer should have 3 significant figures. Tama ba? Okay, so makakuha tayo ng 101.38 meters. Okay? Negative. Kasi to the left siya. Okay? So therefore, we know that kailangan ang maging lever arm ni Alexander is 1.38 meters to the left para mag-equal yung torque nilang dalawa para makamit natin yung equilibrium. So the point here is that if you cannot control the weight of the objects on both sides, pwede mo naman kontrolin yung kanilang lever arm para mabalance mo ulit sila, para magkaroon sila ng the same torque. Okay? Okay, so let's consider this problem naman. So sabi niya, a 20 kilogram boy is standing 1 meter away from the top edge of a 3.0 meter, 10.0 kilogram ladder. inclined at 60.0 degrees from the horizontal as shown is in the figure on the right. Assuming that the axis of rotation is at the bottom part of the ladder, meaning ito, okay, which is leaning on the wall, compute for the letter A, force exerted by the boy, letter B, force due to the ladder, letter C, normal force exerted by the floor, and letter D, normal force exerted by the wall, letter E, friction force between the floor and the ladder, and letter F, minimum coefficient of static friction for the ladder not to slip from its place. Okay. So, let's identify muna yung mga forces na involved natin in this situation. So, let's just move this a little bit. Why? A little bit. Okay, let's just move that. Okay. So, mag-erase lang ako ng ibang ano natin na nakalagay dito. Ayan. Okay, so let's identify yung mga forces na involved. So number one, we know that yung boy and yung ladder, they are exerting force downward because of the gravity. In short, that is their weight. Okay, so let's label it as, kunwari, um, W, weight ni boy, ayan, tapos weight ni ladder. Okay, next, they are both downwards in direction, pababa. Next nating force na involved dito, if meron tayong weight from the boy and the ladder, okay, according to the Newton's third law of motion, magkakaroon tayo ng normal force na i-exert ng ground pataas. Okay, so let's label it normal force from the floor. Bakit? So, balikan natin yung Newton's third law of motion. And let's say, for example, we have a person here standing on the ground. Okay? Kunwari, nag-exert siya ng weight na 255 newtons pababa. Okay? Question, lumulubog ba siya dun sa ground? Hindi. So, meaning, sino yung sumasalo ng 255 newtons? It is the floor. Okay? So, para ma-maintain yung person na nakatayo siya doon, para ma-maintain yung at rest niya, kailangan magkaroon ng equilibrium. Therefore, kung ang person nag-exert ng 255 newtons pababa, ang floor mag-exert siya ng 255 newtons din pataas. Okay? Para ma-cancel niya or para magkaroon tayo ng equilibrium. So, ang tawag sa force na to, this is your normal force. So, kapag yung normal force mo, mas mababa siya sa 255 newtons, ang tendency is lulubog yung person natin. Okay? So, dito, apply natin yung Newton's third law of motion. Sabi niya doon, for every action, there's an equal na 255 newtons and opposite reaction. Ayan. Opposite ito downward, ito upward. So, dito, dahil nag-exert yung ladder and yung boy ng force pababa, yung floor natin mag-exert siya ng force pataas which is equal to the weight of the ladder and weight of the boy. Okay? Next naman nating force na involved, since yung ladder natin, nakasandal siya dun sa wall natin. So, again, meron tayong force na ina-exert dun sa wall. Question, tumatagos ba yung ladder dun sa wall? Hindi. So, therefore, ang wall natin, meron din siyang ina-exert na normal force. Okay? Lagyan natin siya ng norm NW, normal force of the wall. Okay? So, next question. What if bigla naging madulas ang floor? Anong tendency nun? Okay? Tendency nun yung mag-i-slide ang ating ladder papunta dito. Diba? Tama? Mapupunta dito yung merong force na papunta doon. Tapos yung ladder natin bababa. Lalagapak yung ladder and boy natin. So, since at rest lang yung ladder natin, nag-i-stay siya nakasandal sa wall, merong kumukontra dun sa pwersa para madulas siya. Okay? Di ba pag nadulas siya, papunta dito. So, therefore, merong force na papunta dito. Okay? Kinokontra niya yung pagdulas. And that is our friction. Okay? So, let's write it as frictional force. Ayan. Di ba? Kasi pag walang friction, okay, okay, magdudulas papunta dun yung ladder natin. So, para kontrahin niya, kailangan opposite in direction ng frictional force. Kaya siya papuntang east. Okay? So, those are the forces involved in this scenario. Okay? And so, tapos na natin i-identify yung mga forces na involved. Now, let us identify alin sa kanila ang positive, alin sa kanila ang negative. So, we'll just draw a Cartesian plane here and proceed muna tayo dun sa mga forces na nasa x-axis. Okay, unahin natin yung mga positive na forces natin na nasa x-axis. Of course, we have yung papunta natin ng east, we have the frictional force. So, dito siya banda. Okay? And next na force na nasa x-axis is the NW. Okay? Next naman, dun sa mga y-axis naman, forces na nasa y-axis, unahin natin yung mga nasa positive. We have the NF, normal force from the floor. And we have the negative naman, we have the weight of the boy and the weight of the ladder. So that is their group. So lahat ng nasa left side are negative, lahat ng nasa babang side is negative din, lahat ng nasa right and up are positive. Okay. So, ang buong situation natin, meron tayong tinatawag na equilibrium kasi at rest lang siya. Kita nyo yung ladder, di naman siya dumudulas. Hindi naman siya tumatagos sa floor. Hindi naman siya tumatagos dun sa wall. Therefore, it is at rest. We have equilibrium. Kumbaga, kung ano yung force na nandito sa right side, yun din yung force na nasa left side. Kung ano yung nasa forces dito sa papuntang baba, yun din yung force na nasa upward. Okay? Kaya siya na-maintain ang equilibrium. So, therefore, we can write these as pag-add natin lahat ng forces na nasa x. Okay, ano-ano sila? We have yung frictional force na may positive sign. Pag in-add natin sila, equal sila sa 0. So, plus NW, which is ito, makakuha tayo ng 0. Next, pag naman pinag-add natin lahat ng forces na nasa y-axis, no? We have NF na positive plus negative WB, weight ni boy, plus negative WL, weight ni ladder, equal din to sa 0. Okay, kasi nga equilibrium sila. Okay? Next, if for every force, no, there is a torque if there is a rotation. So dito, kung 5 ang forces natin, we also have 5 torques, no? So i-label muna natin sila. So we have force na frictional. We have torque ni frictional force, i-label natin as TFF. Okay? So si TFF, dito siya, di ba? Question, pag minove natin pag ano ng ladder, ano mangyayari? Papupunta ba tayo ng counter or mapunta tayo ng clockwise? So, ang tendency pag finorce natin yung ladder from here, no, mag-move siya counterclockwise. So, therefore, ang sign natin is positive. Okay? Again, we can use the equation here na total torque is equal to 0. Okay? Kasi nga, equilibrium tayo ulit. Pag pinag-add mo lahat ng torque na yan, equal lang sa 0. Okay? Next, we have yung normal force from the floor. So, kapag pinush natin, ito, pag pinush natin yung ladder pataas, ang tendency pupunta siya dito. Okay? Pag pinush mo siya from the bottom, pinush mo pababa, magkakaroon tayo ng clockwise motion, kaya torque due to the NF is negative. Kumbaga plus yan. Next. Yung torque due to weight ni boy, meron din siyang sign na negative kasi pag pinush mo pababa itong ladder na to, magkakaroon tayo ng clockwise motion. So, negative dito. Same case with the torque due to the weight of the ladder. Negative din siya. And then, next, lastly natin, yung torque due to the normal force of the wall, no? Kapag pinush natin to papunta dito, magkakaroon tayo ng counterclockwise na motion, kaya siya positive. So, lahat ng yan equal to 0. But, no, sabi natin that, ayan, the axis of rotation is at the bottom part of the ladder. So, therefore, yung forces na nasa bottom part ng ladder, sila yung iikutan. Kumbaga, imagine it like this. Ito yung ladder. Mag-move siya pa ganyan. Ito, stay in position lang sila. So, therefore, wala silang torque. Okay? So, ano ba yung mga forces na nasa bottom part ng ladder? We have the NF and the FF. Yung bottom side nito, parehas niya nafe-feel yung FF tsaka NF. Same with this one, no? Nakaka-feel din siya ng NF tsaka yung FF natin. So therefore, kakancel na natin tong torque due to the frictional force and torque due to the normal force of the floor. So ang equation na lang natin ngayon is, unahin natin yung mga positive. Torque due to the normal force of the wall plus torque due to the weight of the boy plus torque due to the weight of the ladder is equal to 0. Okay? So, ito yung mga equations na magagamit natin later on. So, let's now proceed sa solving part natin. So, sabi niya, what is the force exerted by the boy? So, madali lang yan. Okay? We just need to compute for the weight of the boy. Kasi yung force na in-exert niya is his weight. So, sabi natin, weight is equal to mass ni boy times gravity. And according to the according to the given, ang timbang niya is 20.0 kilograms times negative 9.80 meter per second squared. We will have 20 times 9.8. We will have negative 196 newtons. Okay? Next, letter B naman, sabi niya, what is the force due to the ladder? Again, same lang to. What is the weight of the ladder? So, mass of the ladder times gravity. Ang mass ng ladder is 10.0 kilograms times negative 9.80 meter per second squared is equal to so 98.0 kasi 3 significant figures, newtons, negative. Okay, so we now have the A and the B. Let's now compute for the normal force exerted by the floor. Okay, so balikan natin tong equation natin na to. Okay, sabi niya NF plus weight ni boy plus weight ni ladder is equal to 0. So let's write it as ganito. Plus weight ni boy plus weight ni ladder is equal to 0. Okay? Dahil nakuha na natin yung dalawa, weight ni boy and weight ni ladder, we can now compute for the NF. So we just need to transpose these two. No? Magiging siyang NF is equal to WB, magiging positive na sila, plus WL. And what is the value of our WB in positive? Kasi transpose sila 196 newtons plus 98.0 newtons. So the value of our NF now, normal force from the floor is 294.0 newtons. No? 294.0 kasi we are in addition, so dapat we follow the least significant figure dun sa decimal place. Ayan, so letter C, we have 294.0 newtons. Next naman nating isolve is the normal force exerted by the wall. So, kanina ginamit natin tong equation na to solve for the normal force ng floor. How about for the normal force ng wall? Ito. Can we use this equation para ma-solve yon? I think no, kasi hindi pa naman natin na-solve itong FF. Okay? But, we have here an equation, no, na feeling ko pwede siyang gamitin. Okay, paano ba siya? So, sabi niya, the torque due to the normal force ng wall plus torque due to the weight of the boy plus torque due to the weight of the ladder is equal to 0. Di ba nakuha na natin yung weight ni boy and weight ni ladder and missing ang normal force ni wall. So dahil nakuha na natin yung weight ni boy and weight ni ladder, we can now compute for the torque ni weight ni boy and yung torque due to the weight of the ladder. Tapos, same lang siya na itong dalawa, transpose natin, magiging siya torque ni normal force ni wall is equal to torque ni WB plus torque ni weight ni ladder. Okay? So, let's solve for these two muna. Okay? So, torque ni WB. Okay? So, ang formula natin, WB cross product to the lever arm ni boy. Okay? So, ang weight ni boy is negative 196 newtons as solved a while ago. Tapos yung lever arm niya, okay, sabi niya nakatayo siya 1 meter from the top of the ladder. Okay, so kung ang haba ng ladder natin is 3.00, okay, saan niya ine-exert ang force niya? Okay, so definitely it's in the 2.00 meters from the bottom. Okay, so that is his lever arm. We have 2.00 meters. However, ang lever arm natin, it's diagonal. So therefore, meron siyang x component, meron siyang y component. Okay? So if ang force niya is vertical, okay, alin ang gagamitin natin? The horizontal or vertical component ng lever arm? So correct. It will be the horizontal. Kasi nga, nasa vertical ang kanyang force, no? So, sabi natin 60 degrees. If this is your angle, 60 degrees, this is the opposite side, this is the adjacent side, this is the hypotenuse. So, therefore, gamit tayo ng cosine. Okay, so we write here cosine 60 degrees. Okay, so if we calculate this one, negative 196 cosine 60 times 2. So the answer is negative 196 Newton dot meter, okay, or 196 Newton dot meter clockwise. Okay, so that is our torque for the WB. Next, for the torque naman ni WL, we have weight ni ladder times lever arm ni ladder. So we have 98.0 newtons, negative 98.0 newtons. Tapos, what is the lever arm? So sabi natin, to sa pinakauna nating discussion, lever arm is the distance from the pivot, axis of rotation, to the force applied. So, automatically ba, ang lever arm natin kay ladder is 3.0. Doon ba niya ina-apply ang force niya? I think no. Kasi, ang object natin na ladder, it is an irregular shaped objects. Di ba kapag regular shaped objects, equal ang center of mass and geometric center. Kumbaga, parehas na nasa gitna. Okay? So, kung ang center of mass niya nasa gitna, meaning dun yung force na ina-apply niya pababa. So, therefore, ang magiging lever arm natin for the ladder will be 1.5 or 1.50 meters. Okay? And since same angle lang siya kay boy, lagay natin cosine 60, tapos 1.50 meters. Okay? So let's try to solve this. We have 98. You have 73.5, negative 73.5 Newton dot meter, or 73.5 Newton dot meter clockwise. Okay, so that is for our torque due to the weight of the ladder. Next, nakuha na natin si TWB, nakuha natin si TWN. We can now compute for the T and W. Okay, so let's rewrite this and put it here. So that's right. So na-transpose na si torque due to the weight of the boy, kaya naging positive na yung direction niya. So we can write this as 196 Newton dot meter. Same case with the torque due to the weight of the ladder. We now have 73.5 Newton dot meter. So pag pinag-add natin to, we will get 96. We have 269.5 Newton dot meter. Okay. Counter clockwise. Ayan. So, meron na tayong T and W. But, according to letter D, ang pinapahanap niya is the normal force exerted by the wall. Kaso, ang na-compute natin is the torque of the normal force ng wall. So, anong gagawin natin? Okay? So, sabi natin, the torque due to the normal force ng wall is equal to the force X L. Tama. Ano ba yung force natin due to the normal force ng wall? It's the normal force ng wall. X plus lever arm due to the normal force ng wall. Again. So, given na to, okay, we have 269.5 Newton dot meter. Okay. Wala pa ang NW natin. Tapos, yung lever arm ni Newton dot wall, meron na tayo. Kasi, ito yung ladder natin. Tapos, yung normal force ni wall, ina-exert niya dun sa pinakataas. Okay? So, what's the distance from here to there? It's 3.00 meters. Kasi yun yung length ng ladder natin. So, we have here 3.00 meters. However, again, we have a diagonal ladder, a diagonal lever arm. So therefore, again, same lang naman siya na 60 degrees. Tapos, okay. So let us now identify ano ba yung angle nung normal force from the wall natin. So let's have here an example. Kapag meron tayong right triangle, no, what's the angle here? It's 90 degrees. If this is 60 degrees, this is 30 degrees. Kasi all of them or their sum should be 180 degrees. If we make another triangle here, this is 90 degrees. Ito, yung katapat niya will be 60 degrees. And ito, yung katapat niya will be 30 degrees. Okay? So sa case natin, we have a triangle here. We have a triangle here. If this is 60 degrees, okay, what will be the angle here? It is going to be 60 degrees kasi kabaligtaran niya. Okay? So, let us identify yung angle natin para kay normal force from the wall. So, sabi natin ng normal force from the wall, is it in horizontal or vertical axis? Okay, correct. It is in horizontal axis. Okay, so if this is your angle, this side will be the opposite, this side will be the adjacent. If ang force mo is horizontal, alin sa dalawa ang gagamitin mo para sa angle? Again, it should be perpendicular. So therefore, gagamitin natin yung vertical component. Okay? So, given ang angle, given ang hypotenuse, nawala ang opposite. So, this time, gagamit tayo ng sine. Okay, again, Ito pag in-extend natin to, magpa-perpendicular sa kanya is yung x component, y component pala, sorry. Y component ng ating lever arm. Kaya that is why gagamit tayo ng sine. Kasi this is the opposite, this is the adjacent, this is your angle. This is your hypotenuse. Okay? So, if we write it here, magiging siyang NW, tapos, sine 60 degrees times 3.00 meters. Okay, this is 269.5 Newton dot meter. Okay, anong gagawin natin para maiwan yung NW sa side na to? We will divide both sides by sine 60 tapos 3.00 meters. Sine 60, 3.00 meters. So we just cancel this, cancel this, cancel that, cancel that. So ang makakuha natin is 269.5 over sine 60 times 3. Makukuha natin normal force from the wall is 100. We need ilang significant figures? Tatlo lang. So the answer will be 104 newtons. Since it is positive, ay positive ba siya or negative? So the answer is 104 newtons. But based on our figure, ang NW, ang direction niya is papuntang west. So therefore, yan, lalagay natin west. Okay? So that is for our letter D. Okay? So nakompute na natin yung normal force exerted by the wall. Okay? So I hope you're still there. Next niyang pinapahanap sa letter E is the frictional force. Okay? So sabi natin, ito, frictional force plus NW is equal to 0. So therefore, we can equate this as negative NW is equal to 0. Transpose lang natin to, magiging FF is equal to the positive of NW. Okay, ano ba yung positive ng NW? It will be from to the west, magiging positive, magiging to the east, 104 newtons east. Yan. Tapos, for our last na letter F na hinahanap, sabi niya, what is the minimum coefficient ng friction force from the normal force ng wall para hindi daw mag-slide? So, ang formula for that is FF is equal to the mean times NF, normal force from the floor. So, yung iba dito, nalilito sila kasi yung ginagawa nila sa NF is the NW, which is wrong, no? Kaya ang sabi nila, 1 lang daw yung sagot. It's not. Okay? So, ang hinahanap natin is the minimum coefficient. So, we need to divide both sides by NF here para mawala yung, para magstay yung mu sa kabilang side. Okay? So, mu is equal to NF, FF over NF. So, yung FF natin is 104 newtons. Tapos, yung NF natin, normal force from the floor, okay, it's 294.0 newtons. 294.0 newtons. Okay, we will get the mean. Okay, cancel the unit here. Wala tayong magiging unit sa final answer. And we will not follow the significant figure here. We will write kung ano yung lilitaw sa calculator natin, which is 0.353741496. Okay? So this is the minimum coefficient needed para hindi madulas yung ladder natin. So we now have letter F. Okay? So nasolve natin lahat from A to F. So question, or let's have a recap. So di ba dun sa naging sample natin sa problem, this is the wall, this is the ladder. Okay? How about if nagbaliktad naman? This is the wall, tapos this is the ladder. What will happen to our quantities, to our forces na involved and torques na involved? So let's write muna yung mga forces na na-involve natin. First, we have the frictional force. Next, the NW, or the normal force from the wall. Next, the NF, weight of the boy, and weight of the ladder. Okay? So, kung ang frictional force natin sa example na to is positive or papuntang east, so positive, yan. Dito sa example na to, ang frictional force is magiging to the west, negative na yung sign. Next, sa normal force ng wall, dito papuntang west, kaya ang sign is negative. Tapos dito naman, papunta na dito yung normal force ng floor, ay ng wall, kaya magiging positive yung sign. Yung NF naman, normal force from the floor, it will stay the same na upward, so positive. And same case dun sa mga weight nila na pababa. They will remain the same. So, kung papansin natin, kapag nagbaliktad yung wall natin or yung ladder natin, in-incline siya papuntang right, ay papuntang left, magbabago lang are the forces na nasa x-axis. Yung mga nasa y-axis, remain lang sila ng the same sign. But, what will happen to our torque? Torque due to the normal weight, ay normal force ng wall, torque due to the weight of the boy, and torque due to the weight of the ladder. So in this example, ang torque due to the normal force ng wall is counterclockwise, so positive. Tapos yung torque due to the weight ni boy and weight ni ladder are negative. So dito, normal force ng floor, ng wall, ayan. So magkakaroon tayo ng kabaliktaran, magkakaroon ng counter, magiging negative. Ang torque due to the weight of the boy, papunta na dito. So, magiging kabaliktaran siya, magiging counterclockwise. Same case with the weight ni ladder or torque due to the weight of the ladder. Okay? So, yung torque natin, lahat sila magpapalit ng direction. Yung forces na nasa x-axis magpapalit ng direction. But the forces na nasa y-axis, they will remain the same. Okay, so that is for our lesson, torque. If you have any questions, feel free to comment on the comment section. Uy, ganon. See you in the next video.